other than that, it's a beautiful day, and I'm planning on lake I found here recently. Planning on going across into a spruce swamp to see for evidence back there. I made it to the lake. I have a beaver house here, so I gotta be careful. I don't want to walk right here because they'll be traveling under the ice and it makes it thin. So I'll probably hike down that way a little ways and then head out. And that's the spruce swamp, or not the spruce swamp. It's not a very big spruce forest, but it's really, really pretty. So I want to head into that and see what's over there. There's another beaver house way over there. Right before this here, the slough kind of comes in off the lake, and the beavers must use it because I ended up sinking up to my crotch and my feet hit water, so I had to kind of crawl out of that. But there's some structures here. Coming in here, they have some. You can see where they bring them together, but then there's two perfectly in a triangle together, and then over here there's another triangle structure. Like I said, the only clouds in the sky are these chemtrails. I don't know what else to call them, but wherever they're spraying. And back when I was a kid, it was, you know, and about half my life growing up, it was didn't have that. It was if you had blue skies, you had blue skies. Not the planes didn't choose to haze it out ever. Yeah, you know, you had trails behind planes, but they didn't last long. But every bit of this is caused by whatever they're spraying. Look at the sun. It don't even look normal. It's like a metallic colorations to it. Well, I made it onto the lake. I broke off a stick off one of these trees here, and like when you're around beaver houses, you want one of these, and then you can, you know, hit really good so you know you're not coming across where they travel. And it is gorgeous out here. The upside of lakes, a lot of the snow blows off, so it's only about, you know, to the top of my foot or so. I thought it was right here I was gonna go in, but actually it's right over here. That whole spot there. So I'm super excited. Beautiful, beautiful area. I'm gonna head in there, see what I can find. This is pretty funny. There's a popple tree right there. There's like, this is an oak, but there's no oak trees here. So I think this one was leaned up in here. And there's, looks like a couple placed here. And then there's a structure here. You have another oak branch. And it's absolutely structured right here. All these, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's like 8 of them right here. All these are placed. It doesn't look like it's very, I don't think this is a main spot for them. I do think there are some seat spots here though. Look at this, wow. There's a lot of them put here. Oops, I gotta be careful. There's like their spider web design type thing there. Somehow they glue those together. They'll all be stuck together. Look at that one broke. This is absolutely their structure. So right here is probably going to be a seat spot right there. One of the seat spots. But these are the spider web design ones. Look at that, guys. That's just crazy. You know, and a lot of these, there's so many different types of using this. They never seem to use all the same type of tree branches. You know, there'll be, let's see, that looks like alder. There's some oak in there. This is maple, but you can see it. This is all their structure. Look at this, and you can see right here, it's glued together. And I know it's glued together even before I touch it. Look at this. Here you can see it. Maybe. Right there. Whatever they use to glue it together. It almost looks like a fungus of some sort. Look at that asterisk. They're so detailed. And you can see how it all ties in, right? Glued. But then the asterisk. Look at that. They'll sit right here. Absolutely beautiful. The witch's broom or witch's nest, I think they cause that to happen. Wow. Look at that massive tree. That's a big one. The lake's right there. So I ended up in a second spruce tree spot off the lake here, and found a little bit of stuff coming up here. Possible would knock, but I'm not sure. Knocking noise. And if anybody's ever paid attention to trees that fall over and there's a root system, like they'll manipulate it to look like a being or them, or you know, maybe it is them cloaked, I don't know. But I found that with like an eye type thing on it, and So I had it up in here, and it's transitioning into like popples and stuff like that. And then I come across their structure in here. You can see the one broke here, but that'll all tie in down into this. And then to the right of it, you have the bend, and then that one there. But you know, most people think that was taken out by a tree. These weren't taken out by anything, and it was actually added to create. So now if you look to the right of it, you have that bend. But then here's something that absolutely done by them. And there's a triangle structure right there under it. But I think I'm going to be coming into more of a main hangout here not too long, probably. Wow, this is really neat. So this will all line up with the background stuff. Look at this one, how it comes up and around. But there will be line-up points. And when you can see the ground, you'll see where they sit. Look at all the ones way in the back, all the small ones bent over. Those will all be structured way back. You see the little ones all bent over there. They'll structure all that. Well, I didn't have to go very far. The last structures are right there. You can see this one. It comes forward, up, and then bends sideways and down and in. But then you have this. You get the Y, the double bend here. There's an absolutely beautiful oak trident type one set down. The point's down, the three are up, but I'll show that in a second. And then directly behind is, okay, I want to show this too. They absolutely outline trees. So I'm on a mound. There's actually a mound here. It's a pretty big mound. Not big, but I'd say with the snow gone, I'd say probably 2.5, 3 feet tall. So on this mound, you can see outlining trees. Like this bend here outlines these trees. That bend outlines that tree. That tree, dead center, is your trident type one. Absolutely beautiful. And then it comes around that tree and that tree. Really cool. But I was going to show you guys the trident. Oh yeah, and then directly behind, this is really neat too. Not sure. Beautiful mound here. There's actually a bunch of them. Directly behind is, look at that one. That's crazy twisted. And then the one horizontally across. Another trident type one right there. Here's this is so cool. You got the two bends, right? But look at this. Absolutely beautiful. that is so cool. Wow. You see the one laid up in back behind where it abruptly stops? There'll be lineup points, and I think I'm in a bowled out seat spot here. Let's see what that does. Really neat. I don't think many people come back here at all. This is really getting in the middle of nowhere. I gotta save my battery, guys. Bye. So you have the entry marker, the one that bends over and they break it off. But then that comes into teepee type structures. I'm gonna start with this one right here. Oh, it's hard to walk. Oh wow. Here's a spider web design. Look at that. It's crazy how many they got in here. This will be glued together at some point. I think they put a fungus on it. But every touching point will grow like a fungus, and it'll make like it'll be stuck together. And then this teepee right here. You have the 2-stick teepee one. Looks like a teepee out of 2 sticks and comes down into a symmetrical X. To the left of it, look how these are laid up in there. So you have a teepee type one here. Look at that. Let's see where it lines up. Right about there. The asterisk. Little details. And then another teepee type structure. See where they brought just so many into one point. They're gonna outline trees with this one. Kinda. I do find that they do like to outline the background. But look at that. So you have this bend, right in front of it is the teepee type structure. And then another teepee type one here into all this other structure. This is what they do on old logging trails. They structure, you can see the teepee. They structure it like crazy. But as it goes, like when you're there, structures will line up with the next and the next and the next. Like in the background, there's an X back there, but this bend will go right through it. But they'll keep adding to it, and that creates a bigger picture and a bigger picture. I have never been in here that I know of. Wow, look at that teepee structure. If anybody thinks, you see this here, this is really cool. So you got the same coloration in that, but then it all comes up into, there's a whole bunch in this one. They all come to that one spot. All these do. All these. And that one back here. All come to there. There's a mushroom dead center of it. Oh man, that's cool. That is absolutely done. So, about 5 minutes before I turn the camera on, right back this way, I could hear something moving. You think I'd be able to see it, but I absolutely love walking down these old logging trails. Like I said, they block them as quick as they can. Everything they do over time, right? And they do that, especially if there's people around, or they can't just do all this at one time, because if somebody hunts in here, you know, they'll know that when they come back, all this was done. But they also know people don't pay attention and know and realize this is their structure, and so they manipulate this over time. There you go. You see how they outlined it? Outlined all those. Let's see if I can get that. Maybe it's like, they love to outline things. So when I say they glue stuff together, you see that black stuff? And it's only grows right where they touch. And you can have this happen where trees touch 100 million different times and they won't grow this, but then you get something like this in every spot. is glued. This stuff's white, but I'm gonna guess it's gonna turn black. It's definitely a fungus. See? Every spot it touches, it's stuck together. And it's absolutely their structure.